What's going on, guys? My name is Nick Alva. I go by DJ RYME, representing Dallas, Texas, and Premier Entertainment DJs. Just want to say a quick thank you for tuning in to me real quick. Going to show you a little bit of things on the turntables and give you a little bit of information about who I am. 21 years old, born July 16th, so shout out to all my cancers out there. I've been DJing for about 3.5 years now, hooked up with my boy Anthony, aka DJ Hustle. You'll see more of him later on. I've been rocking just like a controller. I'm not a vinyl DJ yet, so for all those who feel that they can't do something or achieve something because of lack of their equipment, no worries. I'm making moves and I don't use the best. You know, growing up and everything, I always met people who were interested in music, who wanted to be about music, but, you know, nobody was ever truly passionate about music, you know. And some of the influences I had in my life, one of them being my dad, that's one of the major ones, you know. My parents split when I was real young, so, you know, going through the divorce, you know, things like that, you got to switch back to mom's house, to dad's house. But every time I stayed with my pops, it was like, you know, we wouldn't watch movies, we wouldn't sit down and, you know, watch TV and sitcoms. You know, he would pull out like his pencils and his markers and Sharpies and stuff. You know, he's got this stuff from work, you know, big poster boards, and we would go back and forth on drawing, you know, tagging stuff, coming up with different ideas, feeding off one another. And I think that part of me really plays a huge role in my creativity and the churning of my brain when it comes down to producing and mixing and making music, you know. So big shout out to my pops. I know you're gonna probably see this eventually, so appreciate you, love you. You know, thanks for the things you've shown me and taught me. And, you know, for everybody else, you know, pick up your influences from everywhere. It doesn't come from one person or one thing. You know, and one thing that may be a mainstream influence may not be what you're about. So look elsewhere, you know, find what makes you you. Appreciate y'all tuning in today to a little bit on the inside of DJ RYME. Want to give a shout out to my boy Chicago Dave back here behind the cameraman, behind the scenes right now, creating the magic. Special shout out to my boy DJ Hustle over at Premier Entertainment DJs. And I want to give a special shout out to all my friends, followers, people who have given me any kind of support. My mom, my family, even though it took y'all a couple years to believe me. And everybody else that really believes in what I'm doing. I appreciate y'all, and I couldn't do it without y'all. Appreciate it.
Zip it, lock it, feel it, throw it, find it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, burn it, leave it, drop a logic.
You know, I get people asking me all the time, like, you know, what made you want to get into DJing? Like, what made you want to get into music? You know, like, what are some of your goals? What are the things that you're trying to accomplish? And, you know, there's just one thing about music, you know, it's endless. No, I mean, nobody, if they wanted, could make the same two sounds. It's in their own control. It's endless. Everybody in their radio, everybody in their cars, listening to what they listen to. You know, music connects all spectrums of life. You know, whether it's Elton John, the Beatles, whether it's Diplo, whether it's DJ SC here in Dallas, whether it's Enzo and the Latin House crew or Playing Skills, or whether it's Chris Brown, Rihanna, whatever it may be, old school to new school, music brings everybody together. And that right there holds a lot of power. So I find a lot of the influences and my goals based right around that. Like, I want to change the game. I want to be somebody that when I pass, it's like we got to create a holiday for that guy. You know, we got to create a special day. We got to give him the key to our city, the key to Dallas. You know, those are my goals. You know, so when people ask me like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? It's not the fame, the monies, or the car. You know, I want to be so good at what I do that the value, the fortune, the red carpets, the private jets, everything comes with it. You know, if I can pay my bills and not be seen and not have all that, I do it. But that's what comes with being somebody. So if you're gonna be somebody and you have the power to do it, be ready for what comes, you know, and grind your ass off until you get there. Appreciate it.
Drop a logic. Drop a logic. Drop a logic. Drop a logic.
So I get asked all the time, you know, like, what's some advice, what are some tips, some tricks, some things that you would tell people, recommend, some things you've learned, like, throughout what you've been through so far. And, you know, for DJs and specifically, okay, you know, coming up, like, in your beginning years, you know, you're going to have to, like, take a cut on some pay. You know, you're going to have to do some investment. You're going to have to travel for free, do some gigs for free. My first business cards are off Vistaprint. You can do it too. You know, in weddings, you know, don't be discouraged. Like, I know everybody wants to be a club DJ, and, you know, shout out to Hustle, you know, for giving me this input right here, but weddings are where the money's at. You know, schools are where the money's at. You know, things like that need to be invested in. So not being a club DJ will always pay the bills, although it's the #1 dream for a lot of people. With that being said, anybody for chasing dreams, whether it be the music industry, athletes, just realize the grind that goes into it. There's a million other people in this world trying to do exactly what you are doing. You have to separate yourself. You have to be different. Don't copy somebody. Take the things that people have done. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, now look at LeBron. He studied, he's watched, and he is now considered one of the best. Alright? You gotta look at other DJs, other producers. They look back to Run DMC. They look back to Crisscross, some old school cats, and they improvise from that. They take what they have learned and they turn it into their own original form. So I encourage you to do that. You know what I mean? Find it to fit you best, even if everybody's not for it. You know, people are gonna hate. People are always gonna talk down on you. For 1,000 people that love you, there's 1,000,000 who hate you. So keep it going, and know those people that love you will always continue to have your back.